One of the things Trump has done throughout his entire career, not only when he's been in politics, but also before that, is he does these like slap lawsuits, which is a frivolous lawsuit, and the whole attempt is to just stifle criticism. He's been very litigious his whole life. If he doesn't like something, if he's annoyed, he's like, I'll sue you. I'm just going to sue you. That's what I'm going to sue you. Well, none of this changed in recent years, even though he's in his 70s. And one of the things he did is he decided, I'm going to sue Hillary Clinton. Okay, so here are the results of that. Judge sanctions mastermind Trump and lawyers $938,000 over, quote, completely frivolous lawsuit against Hillary Clinton. Imagine losing to Hillary Clinton? Now, again, he beat Hillary Clinton in the election in 2016, but she also got 3 million more votes than him. And if the system was rational, and he wouldn't have won, right? But imagine losing to Hillary in a lawsuit. Because, keep it real. I mean, she's a criminal, right? Like, there's a million crimes she committed. So, but to sue her and then lose, oh my God, how weak was your case? Okay, here we go. Former President Donald Trump and his legal team received a verbal and financial flogging by a federal judge who presided over his lawsuit against Hillary Clinton and others. On Thursday night, Judge Donald Middlebrooks of the Southern District of Florida whacked Trump and his lawyers with $938,000 in sanctions for bringing what he called a completely frivolous suit to his court. Trump sued Clinton in March, alleging the former Secretary of State and her cohorts maliciously conspired to weave a false narrative that their Republican opponent, Donald J. Trump, was colluding with a hostile foreign sovereignty. Seems like that should say hostile foreign entity, but they went sovereignty. Anyway, that foreign entity was Russia. Trump sought $72 million in damages. As Politico noted, Middlebrooks originally tossed the case in September and dinged his lawyers $50,000 to pay for attorney fees of a Clinton ally also named in the suit. In his ruling, Middlebrooks ordered a new round of sanctions, stating Trump had no business bringing the suit. Trump's lead attorney in the case was Alina Habba, who was sanctioned jointly with her employer. This case should never have been brought, he wrote. Its inadequacy as a legal claim was evident from the start. No reasonable lawyer would have filed it. Intended for a political purpose, none of the counts of the amended complaint stated a cognizable, hard word to say, legal claim. The money will pay the legal bills of 31 defendants named in his suit, including Hillary Clinton, who will receive $172,000. So here he added the following. Here, we are confronted with a lawsuit that should never have been filed, which was completely frivolous, both factually and legally, and which was brought in bad faith for an improper purpose. Jesus Christ, he's torching him. Mr. Trump is a prolific and sophisticated litigant who is repeatedly using the courts to seek revenge on political adversaries. He is the mastermind of strategic abuse of the judicial process. God damn, son. The former president is famously litigious and has used the courts for all manner of ridiculous lawsuits. After the 2020 presidential election, he initiated several suits in state and federal courts to overturn the contest. By the way, he lost about 60 lawsuits over that. In a much less serious instance, he sued Bill Maher, and we've talked about this $5 million lawsuit against Bill Maher because Bill Maher made a joke that he didn't like. So, well, that certainly backfired. Now, by the way, in other countries, it works like this automatically, where if you bring a suit and you lose, you have to pay your opponent's legal bills. And what that does is it stops more frivolous lawsuits from being brought up because people, I'm not going to sue if I might lose hundreds of thousands of dollars. I might not bring a case that's not solid if I'm just going to light money on fire in the process. Here in the U.S., it's not automatic that happens. So there's an instance where the judge is ordering it, but it's not automatic that happens. So what that means is he was really like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. You're totally wasting my time here. Now, I don't know who else was named in this lawsuit, but if the idea of the lawsuit is, hey man, you created a bogus narrative with Russiagate and therefore defamed me, or it was libel, or it was slander, or whatever. Now, understand something. I've been a critic of Russiagate all along because there were so many stories I saw that I was like, that doesn't seem to make much sense. Like, for example, when it was Jonathan Chait who said, Trump has secretly been a Kremlin asset since the 1980s. And there's a tape of hookers peeing on him or something, and Vladimir Putin has that as compromat. There was zero evidence for any of these things. And so I saw that and I was like, you know what? This is like the Democratic equivalent of QAnon. Like it was bullshit. It wasn't true. It was fake. And I'm in the business of giving you guys facts and information and not speculating wildly and fudging the facts. And so I told you the truth. I told you this is nonsense. The dots don't connect here. However, having said that, that doesn't mean that people are not allowed to say it, in the same way that you have to defend the free speech rights of people who believe in any conspiracy, whether it's QAnon stuff, Pizzagate stuff, JFK assassination conspiracy, 9/11 truther, whatever it is. People have the right to say things, even things that are untrue. And so for Trump to sue them because, like, I don't like the Russiagate narrative, okay, well, that sucks for you, but that's not grounds to sue somebody. That's insane. So what do you want to do? Anytime anybody makes a claim about you that you don't like, or a claim that is untrue, it's all lawsuit worthy? No, this is the whole point of free speech. And that's the ultimate irony here, is that this is a guy who cloaked himself in the language of free speech, acted like he was some sort of free speech hero, and many on the right viewed him that way too, and acted like he's taken on the social justice warriors and the woke scolds, and, you know, he's going to crack down on the authoritarian left. But at no point in his entire time in office did he give any inclination that he was pro-free speech. He sued Bill Maher over a joke. He famously said we ought to open up the libel laws to sue the media when they come after us. He said you should get a year in jail for burning an American flag, something that has already been shown by the Supreme Court. They ruled that that is free speech. You're allowed to burn the flag. Even if you don't like somebody burning the flag, it doesn't matter. That's free speech. And so this guy has always been authoritarian in his own right. And so now not only does he have to pay Hillary Clinton, remember, there was a lawsuit where Trump sued CNN. I think it was for like $450 million. We covered it back when it came out. This story's from a few months back. And that's laughed out of the courtroom. It's laughed out of the courtroom. It's a fake news media, and so I'm going to sue you. What does that mean? If you don't like something that they say, or even if something that they say is demonstrably untrue, okay, go counter it. You put out a press statement saying this is untrue. You go on some right-wing news outlet to say this is not true. You try to spread far and wide the counter-narrative. This is how free speech works. And if they never meet the burden of proof anyway, they never show evidence anyway for some claim that's bogus, then what are you worried about? What are you worried about? And again, Russiagate's a perfect example where I was like, I don't buy it. I don't buy it. Trump is an establishment politician. He's super corrupt. The idea he was specifically beholden to Russia never added up. So I told you guys that. But there were plenty of people who believed in good faith, no, he really is sold out to Russia. He really is. Okay, so what, are you going to sue them if they happen to make a claim that you don't like? If they happen to say something even that's untrue, what, are you going to sue them? It's not the way this works, especially if you're a public figure, especially if you're the president. Dog, people are going to say all sorts of insane stuff about you. Always. Always. That's how it works. That's how it works. And so the bar for libel, slander, and defamation for a public figure is even higher than it is for a private citizen. Did you guys know that? So there's more leeway to basically lie about or say things that aren't true about public figures. It's true. So for him to sue over this, notoriously thin-skinned, notoriously authoritarian, that's what this is, man. That's what this is. And even though I disagree with Hillary on the substance of this, I disagreed with the whole Russiagate narrative, to sue over it is flat out authoritarian and anti-free speech. That's how it works. Did Barack Obama ever wage a lawsuit when he was called a Marxist Muslim Kenyan who wasn't born in America? No, because he understands, oh, okay, well, that's just not on the table. That's not how this works. Correct. So imagine having to pay Hillary Clinton, what was it, $172,000, and pay all these people $938,000, all because you wasted the court's time. So now you got to pay their lawyer fees. Massive, massive L. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.